T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What is up, everybody? What is up? It's good to see you guys. We got so much to talk about. The delusion is real in girl world, y'all. But then we already knew that. So let's take a little roll call real quick and then we'll get headlong into the madness. What do you say? Inspiration dropped by early, looks like. Oh boy, interested to hear your take on this week so far. I'm down with COVID. Bless your heart, girl. Make sure you take your immune system boosting vitamins, baby, so that you can rebound even quicker. We need you back on your feet, girl. I'm so looking forward to spending time with you and the crew. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself, even though you don't feel good, babe. Tara Lee, hello, love. Good to see you. The ever so fabulous Grateful Life. Good to see you, dear. Miss Blondie, good to see you. We were just talking about earlier that we missed each other. Well, now here we are. All good. We're going to hang out for a little bit. Have us a good time. You know what I'm saying? Lobster mac and cheese. Back at you, baby. Back at you. Hi, Yazzie Fizz. Good to see you, sweetheart. How you doing tonight? Leanie Bo, always a pleasure. How are you? How is everybody? I'm going to tell y'all. Took my first class, took my first astronomy test, and I'm going to tell y'all, I was doing fine. I was all great. Everything was wonderful. I got in there and sat down, and he put that test in front of me, and would you not know that I blanked? I mean, my brain just went, boop, reboot. You know, I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm like, I studied this. I know this. I just can't remember. It was awful, awful. Hi, Nutty. Good to see you, sweetheart. Look at that. Kalari, thank you so much. That is so incredibly sweet of you. My necklace came today. So pretty. Home from the hospital. They had to up my calcium and vitamin D. Hopefully, I will stay right. Big hugs. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I absolutely needed that hug because I'm going to tell you, I went to turn that test in and that dude, my instructor looked at me like I had lost my ever-loving mind because there was stuff on the front that was blank. And he was like, I literally cannot think of the answers right now. I'm like, I did as much of it as I could remember. I mean, I haven't actually... It's been a while, and I do mean a while, since I've been in school and since I've taken tests. And for the most part, I do fairly well when I've taken them in the past, but I am not back in gear yet. I got to fix it, though, because I just can't deal. There's no way in the world that I am going to be up in here flunking these classes, but I know I did not do too hot on that first test. So having you guys to help me unwind with a little bit, maybe will do me some world of good. Is the pasta carb loading for base camp? Apparently, in her mind, she thinks that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, I used to not have this problem. I don't know if it's just because I've gotten older or what the deal is. It's just like, come on. There's inspiration. Girl, I was talking to you before you got here. I was saying, since you got the COVID, girl, make sure you taking them immune system boosting vitamins, your vitamin C, your vitamin D, and your zinc, okay? It'll help cut back them symptoms so that you're not down or feeling pitiful for quite so long. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Pink Cactus. Good to see you. Oh, Monavi. It's good to see you. I'm driving, so I'll just be listening tonight. Well, that's okay. You're still spending time with us, even if you weren't able to chat. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have you either way. Girl, believe me, do I know? Believe me, do I know? I am just hoping that is going to be my low point for the semester, because I just can't. You know what I mean? I do not want to lose money on something and end up bombing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that. And there are those medications that I've told you guys that I've been on since I started working with the COOF. And yeah, for the most part, it has kept my immune system good and intact. I mean, not that my immune system has ever really been bad. After being around cooties forever, it really does feel like, I'm kind of made out of like cast iron, and you throw anything at it and it just slides right off, and I'm kind of hoping it's going to stay that way, especially as I get older. Paxlovid. Hi, Shelly. Oh my, where is everybody tonight? Usually we already got us a good solid conversation going. Let's see what's the happening is real quick before we get started. I'm just being nosy right now. Oh, new upload from Foodie. We might have to talk about that too at some point. I'm surprised ain't nobody going live talking about that at this point. Okay, so what do we say we just get into it? And anybody who moseys in, just moseys in. That to me will be probably the best way, just to deal with things. I mean, I understand I'm having it on a weekday at an odd time frame sort of thing. So
carrying my laundry.
Shush. Shut up, Amber. All right. Share screen. Screen 2. Allow. All right, we're going to start with the most mind-numbing of all these folks, just because, I like to get the tooth-pulling portion of things out of the way from the get-go. It's a good thing that they hooked you up with that, but those vitamins and everything will help with symptoms too. So, if you can do that, you'll be in like Flynn. Hello from Kat. Hello from Icy, Ontario. I did a long run today, so might not last very long, but wanted to say hi, y'all. Well, Kat, if you're able to hang in, you can, and if not, then now all's well too. We'll take you being able just to spend time with us. Hello, Tasha. How are you doing? And you are so, oh my goodness, look at you. You are so pretty. Wow. Good. I want you back on your feet and ready to kick booty and take names as soon as humanly possible. So, let us get into old ALR here.
I was carrying my laundry in this. It gets really heavy, especially when it's wet. So I put it on top of my suitcase. Literally game changer. So here it is. And then I just push it. It's literally the best invention, I know.
Can we say next level lazy? Next level lazy. Hi, Granny Noodles. It's good to see you made us, sweetheart. Good to see you. And lost 21 pounds. Didn't want to do it being sick, but I'll take it. Well, love. I have not actually seen you, Lobster, although I am sure you are probably pretty too. You really should pick a better PFP than old Foodles there. You know what I'm saying? There is no doubt in my mind at all that there is so many of us in this community that are very aesthetically pleasing people to look at. There is no question in my mind about that. even if you like Lobster here, who likes to hide behind a little avatar, that's cool. But I got to give you a hard time. Her washing probably weighs a ton though. Each top is meters of fabric. Yes, I can agree to that, but it's still next level. It's still next level laziness. The only reason she's even gone to these measures, number one, is because she wouldn't take the time to learn how to use the washing machine below the dryer. That's why I call it next level laziness. Secondarily, her doing anything and everything that she can to avoid doing anything that involves actual physical exertion is why I'm saying next level laziness. I mean, this is exercise for her that she could use and would probably do her a world of good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that her laundry ain't heavy. I mean, I'm sure it is. I mean, I mean, we talking about circus tents with holes cut in them to make clothing. So, here we are. But, it doesn't change the fact that she's not even really trying. She does everything she can to avoid actually doing something that resembles any sort of work, Laundry baskets aren't even that heavy. I lift one all the time. Well, that's the point that I'm making. Even if hers is heavy, her making the physical effort would do her a world of good. That would probably be the most physical activity she does all day. You know what I mean? There you go. And that's the point that I'm making too. It is still lazy. It's still laziness. It's not doing her any favors by cutting corners and doing things this way. I just came for your latest presentation. I'm waiting for full steam ahead. Foodie won't know what hit her. I'm gonna have to go watch that after we're done here. I cannot wait to make sure I'm at full capacity. Mudslinger, I'm used to Twitch. Gonna try YouTube soon. Isn't it down the hallway on the same floor? From what I gather, yes, it is. It's not like she's going up and down steps or anything. It's literally same floor. Hello, Okie Dog. Good to see you. Glad you made it, baby. Okay, let's continue on. But this for me, I was watching this and I was like, this is next level laziness, y'all.
I can't believe I've weighed in daily for 17 days. Like, that's crazy.
Can we take a moment to think about the fact that this is something that is blowing her mind, that she took a couple of minutes to weigh herself every day for 17 days straight, like it's an accomplishment. What does it say about what she actually has going on in her life that this is something that is a big deal? You know what I mean? Amber likes to be a quirky girl. She does. She thinks she did something. I know. And it's just irksome as shit. It's like, ma'am, until you actually accomplish something, you don't know how much of a fool you're making yourself. I agree with you. I do too. But the only reason that it's even here is because of the weigh-in talk and all that stuff.
And normally situations like this would make me cry, but it's like, why am I going to cry when I did this to myself?
Facts. But here we are now. You guys, let me back up just a touch here. On this
situations like
right here at the previous weigh-in, we had 507.4, and now we are up to 512.2 over the course of 2 days. And it's not good. What? That's 5 pounds in 2 days. That's a lot of weight gain over a 2-day period. Holy crap. I don't get sharing weigh-ins when you're over 500 pounds. I still don't do it publicly, folks. Can see it on me. See, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the whole daily weigh-in thing, I mean, to me, first off, it doesn't make any real sense either, because if you look over here, 510.8, 510.4, 509.6. You're talking about a couple of ounces. The difference between a bottle of water and not a bottle of water, you know. Realistically, if she wanted to do something to actually keep track of herself, it would have been weekly weigh-ins every Monday. That would have made more sense. But even with what she's doing from week to week, where she's keeping track of her total loss, I mean, you're right. There is nothing at all that you can physically see on her, you know, and to me, that right there is more of a read than what she's pulling off of the scale. You know what I mean? Well, okay, the lymphedema, it's going to depend upon what she's eating, what she's drinking. You know, it can vary from day to day, but it's always going to be a contributing factor in it all. But I don't see her gaining 5 pounds or 10 pounds in water weight. If she did, she would probably have trouble breathing. You know what I mean? Sheesh. Another creator did a comparison with Amber and Sheenie on 600-Pound Life. Amber looked heavier. Sheenie weighed 600 pounds at the time. Yeah, well, you know, you've got a little bit of you've got to keep in consideration, I think, with Sheenie and ALR, the fact that Sheenie's is kind of more evenly distributed versus ALR's, if that makes sense. What's up, pigs? Good to see you, sweetie pie. Miss Abby Cat, did I guilt you into coming through tonight since I told you I missed you? It is good to see you, though. Little Mama and Boo Man are out watching TV. They're watching their bird show on TV. And Romeo is out roaming around outside. I tried to see if he wanted to come in, but he let me know he wasn't interested. So I'll have to go back out there later on, you know, see if I can't get him to come inside. He enjoys his time outside while he's out there. Amby has always loved to do this tabulation type of activities: journals, lists, planners, entries, the calendars gone by Friday. Started to say Friday, by February. Absolutely. I mean, she loves the planning portion. She's really great at magical thinking, but not so much at the carry through phase. Yeah, data is only good for tracking the impact of changes. ALR doesn't seem to do a lot of change. Yeah, it is. It's kind of dead space, but for her, it's kind of ideal because it gives her something to talk about when she doesn't have anything else to talk about or anything else going on. You know what I mean? Not Sheenie. She's talking about Sheenie. Sheenie from off of 600-Pound Life, the one that Hannibal's always talking about. I have no idea. I'm not going to tell you a lie. I did kind of bump the time forward just a little bit. Maybe that's why. That's all I can figure. Hi, Leona. Good to see you. Bunny Ragged. Hi, honey. Good to see you too. I'm here just winding cakes of yarn so I can start organizing my projects. There is nothing wrong with that. Real quick, y'all. I got to go out. I got to leave right here for just a second. I'll be right back. I forgot to put my glasses on.
I see you. What you doing, little man? What you doing, little man? Yeah. I see you. What you doing, handsome face?
I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I was leaning over reading people. I was leaning over trying to read, and it dawned on me. You ain't got your glasses on, dummy. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I took them off when I got her back because I felt like I had something in my eye, so I took them off so I could, and forgot to put them back on. Smart me. Oh, let's see. Truly can't wrap my mind around being excited or devastated over a couple pounds lost or gained when the number before it was freaking 500. I know. You would think, well, I mean, let's be realistic. I think that with ALR, for her, a win is a win is a win. That's part of why I think she gets herself in such a state about it when she does gain weight, because it's an equally proportional response to the level of hype that she gets herself worked up into over any little thing she can call a win. Hi. Hello, handsome face. Hi. It's my booze. They're my booze. She, my bad. It's not sure how tall she is, but she's definitely more evenly distributed if you consider the poop emoji evenly distributed. Yeah, see, and that's the deal. That's exactly the deal. Yes, Mr. Fuzzy Britches. Hey, what are you doing? You just come in here to make your pie and make your flyby? Did you come in here and do your flyby? Everybody's saying hey to you. Everybody's saying hey to you. All right, we're gonna continue on. I'm gonna rub his noggin.
This would make me cry, but it's like, why am I gonna cry when I did this to myself?
Transient moment of self-realization right there, y'all. Does she? Okay, I've heard it pronounced Sheeny, so that's what I was going with. I don't even know, baby. I am so god awful. I am so god awful at pronouncing people's names wrong. So Shanae, I gotta remember that. Let me file that away in my noodle here. Hello, Salty. The other day, my husband was on the computer and he was looking for his glasses. I said, "They're on your face." See, and I've done that before too. Like I've put them up on top of my head and then be looking around trying to figure out what I did with them. Oh, he absolutely is, and he is absolutely the sweetest little man too. On top of it, two for one special. He is a dangerous secret weapon of a dude. Hello, Miss Gail. Good to see you, dear. How you doing tonight? All right, so here we are, 512.4. All right, real quick, like I meant to write this down, but you know what? I'm having brain farts today, so we're gonna have to write this down, right, Jim? Because we fixing to get into the technicality of it all. Hello, I see you. 512. Excuse me. Your booty is in the way. 512.4. All right. Hello, Miss Lady. All right. You say you couldn't let Boo Man come in here and take all your attention, huh? I see. I have done that with my phone, talking to somebody on the phone and tearing the house up looking for the phone. I haven't done that yet, thank God. Thank God. But, you know, the thing with the glasses, I have done that where I've forgotten that I have them on top of my head. So I screen capped this point because here we are when we went from 507 to 512 over the course of 5 days. There's a whole conversation to be had with all
you guys. I really don't want to come on here and do this, but
I don't want to come on here and do this, but I'm doing it because I don't have anything to talk about or to show for myself, which is a sad state of affairs. But, you know, it is ALR we're talking about.
Admitting that I'm currently depressed for some reason is hard for me. There's just so much stigma around it, and I don't know.
First off, in the current day and age where people use hashtags of what their mental health issues entail, there is not a whole lot of bias in relation to mental health as it used to be. It happens to fall that way with Amber because she uses every single thing she's ever been diagnosed as a reason for why she fails, or as a reason why she can't possibly even start, which is part of the reason why people respond to her the way that they do.
Depressed. I feel like a failure right now at life.
That's because, sadly, she kind of is. There are so many people in her age group and at her specific age who are headlong into a good career, buying a home, starting a family, or at the bare minimum, in a relationship, in a stable, loving, healthy relationship. So of course she feels that way. Facts. That's what I'm saying. This to me reads excuses. All of this came out after this 5-pound weight gain over 5 days. It is reading excusatory, is what it's reading for me. Exactly. Having to deal with life on life's terms is a bitch, but you still got to do it. Hey, Enola, good to see you. Got a few paintings done and was putting a video together. I hope everyone's well. Everybody is doing well. We're actually glad you're here. Glad you were able to hang out with us tonight, you know?
And I have missed uploading days because of it.
Here we are. Let me update my number here. 513.8. A whole pound from the day previously. Holy shit.
The weirdest headspace ever, and I don't really know what's happening, but honestly I think it might be seasonal depression, which is not fully something that I've ever struggled with before, just being trapped indoors. Like, I'm not indoors right now, but like,
this about her, and it applies to Foodie too. I am so sick of these women self-diagnosing, because number one, there is no way to guarantee that they are even suffering from what they're claiming to suffer. And even if they are, them self-diagnosing and not seeing a medical professional to formally diagnose them does them no good. Right. But we don't want to talk about that, do we, Shelley? Okay. We don't want to talk about that. We don't even want to acknowledge that. We just want to ignore all that. The other thing about being trapped in the house all day, the girl don't leave the house unless mama's driving her somewhere, or unless she's taking the dog halfway around the block to do her business. Ma'am, you trapped in the house 23 hours a day. She acts like this is some sort of revelation. It's not. If she made a concerted effort to get out of the house and have a life, then maybe being stuck at home would be more of a risk factor for a situational depression sort of deal. But I don't think so. Can you imagine your one job being talking to your phone for 10 minutes a day and being too lazy to do that? Absolutely not. We're going to get a little bit into that in a little bit here, because she makes comment that I was just, when I listened to it, I was just like, bullshit. That's true. Like my aunt told me, shit happens, and right now it's happening to you. You have to accept it and do something. Facts. I mean, life's hard. Get a helmet. Keep on going. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to do something. You can't just sit there and mire yourself down in it, because then you're stuck. It does you no good. And no, I'm not bitter, because I'm halfway through my shift at work, been on my feet for hours at this point. Not bitter. Girl, I feel you. I've been there. I'd be like 2 hours into it, knowing I got it 3/4 of a shift left, going, damn, I want to be anywhere but here right now. Took my C, zinc, and vitamin D. No problem, girl. No problem at all. You set your reminder on the phone. And actually, if you're not doing it twice a day, Z, then twice a day will be even better. Okay. Got to have that boost to help you fight off the funk. She's making an excuse for weight gain to deflect any accountability. Same as Chantal. Lots of people with the mentals finds ways to reach goals. It's all about the why. Exactly. My mom used to say to people, either you can find an excuse or you find a way to get to what you want. Which one is it going to be today? And I fully agree with that. Either you're going to find an excuse to not make something happen, or you're going to find a way to make something happen. And there is no gray area on that at all. like she likes to say with her little calendar. It's not just happy, it's just not smiley faces and or hearts and sad faces. It's a gray area. No, ma'am, it's not a gray area. When you set a line in the sand for yourself that, okay, I'm going to eat. This is how I'm going to eat today. This is what I'm going to do. Here's the path that I'm following. And if you deviate from it, even if you don't go full binge, you've still gone off track. You are not. There is no such thing as a fucking gray area in relation to doing something that you are claiming you're doing to save your life. You know what I'm saying? There just really isn't. Exactly. We're over here seeing the struggle. Let's see some striving. Thank you. Me and Kalari got some like spiritual thing going on. She's getting what I'm putting down here. Kat, I love you coming through with the Yoda. And by the way, Yoda's my absolute favorite character. I'm going to tell y'all, and this is going to sound bad. I know all y'all have seen the bad lip reading channel. The video that they did of Yoda saying seagulls stop it now, that is like one of my all-time favorite videos. It just makes me laugh. I just love it. I don't know why. It just tickles me. It just does. I don't care what she says. She looks like 2000. I agree with you on that. There's no question to me, but she's the only one in denial about that, it seems. He's elderberry, elderberry, zinc, and vitamin C plus a multivitamin, extra 2000 a D. Well, and see, and that the elderberry is not bad. Excuse you. That's mine. You can't have that. That's mine for later. You leave that alone. That would take her having to do stuff she doesn't want to do. That's the reason why she doesn't do it. She would rather be able to have somebody else do it for her, you know? Well, I mean, I haven't really, okay, you're probably going to be like shocked, but I have never watched any of that to actually really know anything about the Baby Yoda character because, you know, I haven't watched any of that series. When I say Yoda, I'm talking about the original Yoda. So I wasn't willing to pay for Disney Channel just to watch that one show, if that makes sense. But I love Yoda though.
Guys, I am genuinely feeling a million times better. Like I just had a hard last like 5 days.
So there we go now. Okay. So much for her seasonal depression and all that stuff. And how it all of a sudden miraculously disappeared from her uploading some TikToks. So I did some finagling. Does anybody see the state of this here cat bowl? Look at that. I cannot with this woman and her, first off, piling days upon days of cat food into this bowl to the point that it is spilled off on the counter. Now, I know the general recommendation is that you feed your cats a half a cup of cat food every day. Fine, cool, no problem. And I don't do that. I don't divvy my cat's food out a half a cup of food at a time. Mine have a continuous feeder, but it's in a bowl that's designed to drop a little bit out at the time for them to eat. It is not laying all over the place like this. This is unsanitary. It's unsanitary. And it's not fair to those cats either. I mean, yeah, I mean, that would be the normal way to deal with that. Right. It's like, how nasty is the litter box? If this is how she's treating their food bowls, how nasty is their litter box? She said her mom spent the night at the house and came over to shower when her pipes froze, but no mention of mom's boyfriend. I wonder if she's driving a wedge. It wouldn't surprise me if that were the case, because you know how it goes when she gets someone as a in a particular position, and her mom has stepped into that same role that Wifey and Becky and all them were carrying. She expects undivided attention. So maybe. Yeah, see, me too. And I was like, I got to include that. Malibu gets a handful, a half a cup, but she has it on a plate. Cats don't like too much food presented. They will thinking they're going to be abandoned. Well, I mean, realistically, this right here is probably the way that cat food bowl has been for a long time. So they're probably used to it, you know. But it still makes me feel a kind of way that she lets the state of it get the way it is. I mean, this is cat food on the counter, all over the damn counter. You know, it's just like, Jesus. I feel like she adds food on the top and underneath that is a mushy, moldy, massive, moist mush, probably. And I would be curious to see exactly what that looked like when the time comes to clean it. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Speaking of, hey, that's mine. No, that's mine. That's mine. You're not allowed to have that. Oh, goodness. Sorry, y'all. Good gracious. Mine are messy eaters, and their placemats to be cleaned 2 to 3 times a day, and dry food measured out by a spoon, wet by a special fork just for them so they don't turn into 20-pound chonkers. Well, I mean, mine are generally not terribly bad about the way that they eat. I mean, they don't make a really big mess, but they will on occasion get like solid. You stop that. You stop that. They will get like dry food. Well, thank you. Dry food on the floor on occasion. But, you know, that I don't mind. I can just grab that, pick that back up, and just chuck it. And amazingly enough, the wet food really doesn't. They kind of stay in the bowl with that. So I'm pretty lucky. But, you know, I understand the position. I mean, we do have to maintain a fairly regular level of dietary control with them because they will eat until they do gain 20 pounds. My 3 cats would have tore up mess of that bowl. Food everywhere. Agreed. Let's continue. But I had to point that out because I was sitting here like, I was like, disgusting. All right. And then we're going to probably get over on into the foodles. Wait, nope. My bad, y'all. Okay. So old girl mix this packet of ranch dressing into a tub of sour cream, y'all. And this was her reaction. One more again.
Holy. Oh, that's my new favorite snack. Wow, that's great. Originally.
First off, I'm not surprised that she had that reaction about some sour cream, y'all. I'm not. Because, of course, she would have that reaction about sour cream. Having sour cream in mass amounts is not good for her. So, obviously, she's going to have that reaction to something that she ain't really supposed to be eating like that anyway. Hey. Excuse you. Thank you. Hey. What are you doing? Can we not? Thank you very much. Uh-oh. I do too, girl. But the only reason I included it is the fact that she went all in acting like she had discovered something new. It's sour cream with ranch powder in it. You know? I mean, all right, Columbus, sit your big ass down somewhere. I mean, come on. But realistically, I mean, fact is that's the last damn thing she needs to be eating. I mean, but we're gonna get into this in just a minute here. He absolutely is, but he can be a handful. Sometimes. I love a good steak and potatoes, but I'm not recreating the OC facts. She made the same dip every awful A. Right, exactly. It's like, ma'am, would you stop? I swear to Christ. She is so behind. Secondarily, her quote unquote friend that taught her this is probably also not 500 pounds. So, we're just gonna, just one of them things. Hey, I like, my boy makes a big mess of his food. He mashes his face in the bowl and pushes a lot of it out, then takes 3 pieces of food in his mouth, chops and drops the pieces onto the floor. Mine does that. One of mine does that. This one. Our ASMR specialist does that. I'm going to be blocked for good, but I don't understand the idea behind why people like ranch. Do you really? Why? Well, I do, but I really can't explain it. It's just my thing. Like the ranch powder that she's using in that sour cream, I like to take like Colby Jack cheese and cut the Colby Jack cheese up and actually put it in the, sprinkle it with a little bit of ranch powder and then put those in the oven to bake for a little bit. And it actually turns them into kind of like Cheetos type crackers. It just gives them a little bit of a salt, a little bit of a seasoning to them without them being really overwhelming. So that's just me. You ought to give it a try. Might be your jam. They're lucky they're adorable in purr so good, or they'd be their fuzzy butts. Oh, trust. I love him. He knows that I love him. I just said that, and he's behind the monitor. He turned and looked at me. But he knows he makes me cuckoo because I've told him as much. I'm like, I love you, but you are working my nerves. You know I'm talking about you, don't you? Uh-huh. Brought yourself right back around here because I was talking about you. Quit playing with that. Thank you. You gonna settle? Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it when you do that. I do. You're being a good boy. Okay. I love that. Pickled plutonium picks. I'll have to tell you, I'll shoot you a message. I can't remember. I think it's 450 degrees for 5 or 6 minutes. I've got it in my phone. I'll have to look it up, but it's actually pretty good. That's a weird take on it, but I don't fault your opinion on that. You know what I mean? All right, let us continue on with old girl here so we can get down to some nitty gritty. Hi, Grebo. I ain't forget about you. I ain't forget about your recipe thing. I got it as a video. I got to write down the totals on all the ingredients and stuff so I can put that recipe on the community tab, but I will get to it. Don't think I forgot about you. Range is okay, but not amazing. Like some people seem to think. I don't get the hype. Well, everybody has their thing. Like I'm gonna be truthful with y'all. I'm not really a fan of hot sauce, but a lot of people love hot sauce. But that's just me. See, same thing. Like I don't mind yellow mustard, but I am not a humongous fan of yellow mustard. Like every so often I'll have yellow mustard, but that's about it. There are a lot of people that are like, oh, yellow mustard's so good. No problem, girl. By the way, how you doing? My bad. I got so sidetracked because that first place my mind went when I saw you was Rice Krispie treats. All right, let's continue on with this chick.
It was almost 40 minutes, and somehow I got it down like half that time.
She claiming she had 40 minutes of video and she whittled it down to 18 minutes. Y'all know that this girl ain't recorded no 40 minutes of nothing. I don't think she does. I'll be truthful with you. I don't believe it. This girl ain't got enough going on in a day for her to actually record 40 minutes worth of something. But that's just my opinion.
That's pretty amazing.
All right. Now, real quick, like, as soon as I heard that deep raspy inhale, okay, let's get right down to it here. Wait, nope, Nope. Okay. So let's talk about food. Let's talk about old girl ALR and her damn weight gain here. Her starting weight this past week was 507.4. Let's see exactly how many calories old chick had to be eating a day to maintain that 507. 229.44. So just shy of 3,000 calories. Okay. And we know that in order to gain a pound, in order for her to gain a pound of weight, she would have to actually eat 3,500 calories in a day. So here we are. Damn, I ain't got no calculator on this damn computer. I got to. All right. So let's say 29.44 is where she started at. And then she gained a pound, at least a pound. Holy shit. So if you're looking at over almost 6,500 calories a day, 64.44, and she did that 5 days in a row. That puts her at a grand total of 32,220 calories over a 5-day period. This is the young lady who has been telling us for some time now that every doctor she's ever encountered, except for one, that you're healthy, but you're obese. That is, this right here is stuff like this. This is the reason why that I am not willing to believe ALR, even in the slightest, when she says that she's healthy and that she can't lose weight and that it's not her fault. Ma'am, that lipedema and that lymphedema did not shove 32,000 calories into your head. I would love, Leona. Now, I will say this. I'm not saying that some of that ain't water weight. Okay. But all of that weight gain, that 6 pounds, that 6.5 pounds ain't all of that water. I mean, she can try to use that, Yeah, not every bit of that is water weight. And remember that you burn. Well, if you look at this here, that's what I'm figuring up right here. Your basal metabolic rate. Okay. If you'll look right here, your basal metabolic rate, it says your BMR is the amount of energy needed while resting in a temperate environment when the digestive system is inactive. It is the equivalent of figuring out how much gas an idle car consumes while parked. In that state, energy will only be used to maintain your vital organs, to include the heart, brain, kidneys, nervous system, intestines, liver, lungs, sex organs, muscles, and skin. So this for her, she's just shy of 3,000 pounds. Okay. To keep her functionable at that weight. For her to stay the same weight at 507.4, she would have to have 2,944 calories a day. Okay. So you have got a massive, and I do mean massive, amount of intake, and I will give leeway. Some of it is water, sure, but not all of that. Not all of that 6 pounds and some change is going to be water. If it were all water, I do believe we would be having some secondary side effects in relation to her breathing and, headaches, other signs that her blood pressure might be out of whack. See, and that's where I'm going with this. If you factor up her basal metabolic rate of 2944 and add on 3,500 calories, which would equate her to about a pound a day, which is about what she's gained over the last week. She's eating almost 64.44 in relation to calories, which is a lot of damn calorie intake. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Let me kind of give y'all all right. So let's say that's actually a really funny example, Shelly, because we can use that because a buzz ball is 250 calories. So once we figured it up, if you sit here and take into consideration, this would have been the total caloric intake for her for 5 days between her base rate and the extra intake that she had. Okay. Let's divide that by 250 because that's buzzball. That's the buzzball calorie total. She would have had to drink 129 buzz balls to create that 32,000 calories, 32,220. I mean, unreal. I mean, obviously we can equate it to other things. Facts, me either. It is just, girl, yeah, pulled it by osmosis. She absorbed it by osmosis. She has, honestly, I think that she went on a binge that sent her headlong for days into it. Right. Sadly, that's true. Well, no. What I'm getting I'm getting roughly the 64.44 is a rough daily average. If that makes sense. Either way, though, she is pretty much basically doubling what she would normally eat in a day to create that amount of weight gain over such a short time frame. No. I was really going into like with that 32,220. That was just giving everybody an idea of consumed calorie total for that time frame that got her to gain that much weight in such a short period of time. That's why I was saying like unrealistic when I named it weight gain delusions. I mean, she behaves as though she is just miraculously oops and here we are. She had all this weight jump on her and this and that, and her mental health is bad. You know what? There are plenty of people out here walking around who have mental health issues who don't eat 32,000 calories in a week. You know? That's why I say it's really not an excuse. Girl, she was going to Sam's Club and buying the 10-gallon buckets of cottage cheese and mustard at that rate. Good gracious. Oh yeah, no question then. I mean, no question. But when I sat down and I started thinking about that, I was like, holy shit, there is no way in the world. Quite true. Quite true. She had to eat that entire. Oh, no, Leona. This is talking about ALR. This is not talking about foodie. This is talking about ALR because ALR gained 6 pounds, 6.5 pounds over 5 days. Amber went from 507.4 to 513.8 in 5 days. And tried to say that it was because of her being in a state of depression. And then she tried to say, oh, well, it's not being on track or not being on track. It's about, it's a gray area. It's not a gray area. 6,500 calories in a day is not a gray area. And that's the problem with the thinking that we talk about regularly. Their thought processes is what is wrong with them. This is not okay. This woman, mine, well, not that one, ALR and this one, they both need inpatient therapy. They need inpatient treatment. I agree. Some even lose due to mental health, but it's funny how it is never a thing. Facts. No. It's okay, babe. We getting to her. We getting to her. We getting to her. We're gonna get there. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. She don't want to acknowledge all that. They both need to be in inpatient treatment. There's no doubt in my mind about it. I've been saying it for ages. Oh, there you go. AR is literally a middle-aged woman because she really is halfway through her lifespan, and that's being extremely generous with her time frame. I agree. I've been saying it, Grebo. I don't know how often you've actually watched any of the stuff that I've put up, but I said it earlier. I mean, they're on a greased shingle with a downhill slide toward an early grave, because that's what they're doing to themselves right now. They're the excuses, the mental gymnastics. I mean, they're not doing themselves any favors at all. I just know that I do not want them to have any capable option to deceive people. You know, I don't think it's okay. DoorDash and Uber Eats just bought her orders by mistake. Sure. So now that we've talked about this one, let's talk about our favorite psychopath here, y'all. Let's get into it. She's already ready to go.
Oh, that filter completely makes you not even look like yourself.
Now she's talking about the bold glamour filter that she used on TikTok. And then she makes that comment. It makes you not even look like yourself. I'm pretty sure for Foodie that is kind of the appeal here. She doesn't want to look like herself. Even though she claims that she loves herself and how pretty she is and all this stuff, I don't really think that she really wants to look anything at all like herself. She makes such an effort to hide it. I mean, that's just me. Tank Frog, I reckon. Better here than some other places, but, you know, we are doing a lot of manipulation, you know. My sister lost a bunch of weight. She counted calories. Right. It is entirely possible. And I have said this. You guys have heard me say it. You know, exercising, cool. All for it. Do your thing. Get your steps in. Do whatever you need to do. But if you want to lose weight permanently, that battle is won in the kitchen. Okay? Because if you're eating shit, it doesn't matter how much you run. You could run all the way to Arkansas and back. If you're eating garbage all day, then it's not that running to Arkansas and back ain't going to do a whole lot of good for you. But that's just quick and dirty version of how to put it here, you know. I agree. I can agree with that. Black is definitely not for her. All right, let's see. They both live for the moment, never worry about tomorrow, only today. What tastes good? They think they have time to fix it at some point, and they don't. I agree. You would think, though, that over these few years, though, that they would have had the realization by now that they are not invincible and they don't have that time. I mean, take a look at them both. They have both been diagnosed with precancerous cells with the likelihood of having cancer, and they both have already lost bodily organs over it, you know? She kind of does.
Do you feel closer to your husband after everything you guys went through? Yeah, for sure. Dumb wrong. We learned a lot about each other, actually. But yeah, for sure. I love.
Yeah, they learned a lot about each other. All right. She learned that her husband likes to play with poo and that he likes to beat on people. and that he is a cheating, lying, no good, dirty dog. And he learned that she is the level of desperate that she would forgive anything and everything that he does. I agree. She has not really been looking good for a few days now. But yes, they are closer than ever because she is watching his every move. There is no way that she is letting him do anything where she has any sort of blind spot where he's concerned.
Of Nova Scotia. I would actually
I wonder-
consider living out there, but it's just like it's too white.
Her saying that about Nova Scotia being too white, I find, do y'all sense the irony in that comment coming from a woman as white as this one? I swear, and I have said this, I do honestly believe at times that she thinks because of proximity that she is now of ethnic background. To me, she is very much a culture vulture, Kalari. There's no question about that. But you can't tell me that in her mind, she doesn't think that she is, now that she's taken the Shahada and all of that, that I'm a Muslim now. Ma'am, you're still a white woman. You taking the Shahada and following the Muslim faith does not make you anything other than white still. I hope you're not talking about from me. I don't think I've said anything racist. I think I'm just, I'm basically just pointing this out, that she thinks that she's 100% Arab, like she was born into being an olive complected Arab beauty simply because she took the Shahada. And it's like she forgets that. Yes, it is not your culture, ma'am. This is not your culture. You could live in Kuwait for the next 50 years. It is still not your culture. It just irks the shit out of me. Okay, good. Just making sure. I was just like, wait. No, you're fine. You're totally fine, Greenbow. No biggie. But that whole comment just got me. It sent me for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Yes. I was like, ma'am. Could you possibly be any more white when this is your... It doesn't take much for people to figure out that people who are born and raised Muslim, who are raised in that culture, then people got rhythm. Then people can move. This is not them. I ain't never seen an Arab woman dance like this. Come on now. Come on. Sheesh. She actually thinks she's pretty. Has she even seen herself? I don't think she has in quite a while. She doesn't even follow the basic tenets. When he dumps her, this act will stop till she traps another sucker. I can agree with that. Agreed. All that's lacking is this. There's no question about how evil she is, you know. Girl. Let's continue.
I just I don't know. Sometimes I see people, they probably all think that I watch them. I never watch them directly. If I see anything, it's through Yo Mama's channel.
I think it's pretty safe to say that she does actually watch other people's channels, and that even before she made this claim that she was going to actually start doing responses to people, because there were far too many conversations and terms and things said that she knew about that Yo Mama didn't cover on his channel. I mean, we know this. It's easy to confirm. All you got to do is watch her. There's too many things that she says, too many things that she's in the know on for her not to be watching it. I lived in Nova Scotia for over a year in the diversity in that area. See, she's beyond foolish. I mean, she speaks with such authority to have no actual information on what she's talking about. I know it, girl. Hey, and that's why I say some of the stuff that I say, because it's like, ma'am, you ain't fooling nobody out here. Quit your foolishness. Chin's in her casual racist immunity. She's always been a social chameleon, so she believes she's an Arab now. So absolutely ridiculously cringe. And how it is that she has not met any sort of, backlash for that is beyond me.
Literally hooked up, like sleeping with a man who was like convicted of so many bad things, and like you're gonna, like, who's gonna take morality advice from you? Like, not me. So you're preaching to a deaf choir. Like,
so there she's talking about Kaya, and while I can agree with the comments that she had to make, I mean, I don't even know why it is exactly that Foodie thinks that she has some sort of leg up on Kaya when her choice in men is not much better. I mean, come on now. I mean, we had Ratatouille over there that she puffed up his ego. She gave him an alibi for a rape accusation. She pushed female audience members to him when she knew that he was violent and despicable and a drug addict. And now we've got an old scat man here. Old scat man that she pushed people to, and said, y'all follow him and he's my handsomest man, when all the while but continue to blow up that ego too, Now, of course, Karate Joe, that's another one. And then Pete's with his, his little rape fetish stories and all that stuff. And just basically all of them hating women in some way or another. Hi, Des. Good to see you, honey. How are you? I agree. 100% she watches reaction channels. She uses the same words in the days right after a reactor uses it. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. There's no question about it. This has really put a wrench in her romance plans. No doubt about it. I mean, she was painting him as this prize. Will somebody snatch that prize right out from under her? Oh, she absolutely does. And to me, it's absolutely insane. Do you all remember when she said Nader was the hottest man she'd ever laid eyes on? Well, we're talking about a woman who can't even see herself clearly. And she probably should have had glasses forever ago, This is the same woman who thinks that she looks at herself in the mirror and she sees a size 12 supermodel. The woman's insane, Agreed. I could see that. She absolutely is. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you God's honest truth. I kind of side-eye him a little bit because he tolerated her for so long, To play devil's advocate, Kaya's man has done his time for the crime. Chin's is flat-out grape apologist. Was trying to lie for McStabby if he needed an alibi. Well, okay. I'm not trying to say that. Okay? I understand that, Grebo. And I can fully acknowledge that the dude did his time. But for me, the linchpin on Kaya and this fuckwit that she's with is the fact that they are both out here saying that a 14-year-old girl chose to be a hoe and said that there was no victim. You know what I'm saying? That's the part about that situation with the two of them that I just cannot and will not ever agree with. To me, the response that was had out with that was more of, I did my time, so you can't say nothing. Yeah, sure, do your time, but you didn't learn anything from it. You know what I mean? No, I agree with that. She has no room to talk either. Absolutely not. The fact is there are several in girl world that are on the same playing field. They're just at different levels of the game. Okay. So that's really kind of where I'm going with it. Plus the people from the Titanic were there. There's several graveyards of Titanic people. Oh, all right. But I don't even know why I left that in there, but such as it is. We'll continue.
The channel is just me just doing my own thing, you know? He would rather cut it off than touch you. I'm just telling you.
Oh. The whole, well, at least he never did X. That Chen's hat is just gross. I agree. But there is absolutely nothing saying that if he did not have the opportunity that he wouldn't. All right, she's like anti-logic with her sugar addled thought process. I can agree. Okay, I missed part of this. Let me see.
He would rather cut it off than touch you. I'm just telling you right now.
That right there, apparently Frenchie made the joke that she was going to screw Sala and get pregnant. She laughed. It was obviously a joke when she said it. And that was Foodie's response. I'm just going to say this. Foodie, I hope you got some tweezers and some really small scissors for him to cut that off.
Teeny weeny, shriveled little short man.
Because he ain't losing much. I'm just saying. Agreed. Always. Probably. I knew what you meant, girl. You're good. Exactly. And she fucking fell for it. She is so simple.
Lexi, the whole situation, I'm over it. Like, it doesn't bug me anymore. Like, I get over some things very quickly.
Do you now? We've been hearing about the same buck-tooth crackhead for the last 2 years and some change. After you done married a whole nother motherfucker. Okay? But because this one has still got his little gherkin-sized tallywhacker in proximity to you, you're willing to forgive that. If he had not let your ass back over there and told you not to bother, we'd be hearing about him for the next 2 years, which to me is, it is absolutely mesmerizing, because what exactly did you have to show for by keeping this dude around?
Teeny weeny, shriveled little short man.
I just can't. Hi, Biz. Busy. Girl, I was watching that upload right before. I didn't even get through the whole thing, girl, but I was digging it thus far. You made excellent points, girl. I'm going to finish that as soon as we're done here, though, because I got to be in the know. You know what I'm saying? And you know I don't watch old girl. I just can't even listen to her voice. And the fact that you are doing all that, girl, you doing the Lord's work, because I just couldn't. Preach it, Pix. Pix is coming through with straight facts on this one. Well, you know, these are that's a little halal Vienna sausage weenie. That's the only reason, you know. Plus she didn't have siblings to practice with. She couldn't chirp save her sad, pathetic. Love that, Grebo.
But it's not something that's massageable, I don't think, is it? It's like in the vein.
I left that in there because this woman is talking about sciatica. I said this in the short last night. Number one, she ain't even, first off, she trying to treat something and talking about something that she ain't even been diagnosed with. Second of all, she's completely got it in a, how are you going to talk about sciaticas in the vein? Ma'am, Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Jesus Christ.
Like, they think that being fat is the worst thing you can be. I'm definitely not fat. Okay, so what does that make you a good person? Does that make you a beautiful person? No, it doesn't. You look like a Bigfoot and you sound like Hulk Hogan. I know I'm a bitch. I feel bad for saying that, but I'd rather sound like a man than have your problems. Oh, and so you don't have any problems in life? None?
Okay, first of all, ain't nobody out here said that being fat is the worst thing that could happen to you. Okay? Nobody. Being an asshole is the worst thing that could happen to somebody, and Foodie is ate up with it. There we go. And the fact is, there are plenty of worse things that could happen to people. There's plenty of people in this chat right now that have had worse things happen to them than Foodie has. And being fat ain't one of them. Tell me you ain't never had no real problems in your life without telling me you ain't never had real problems. That's exactly what it is, Busy. The level of fucking delusion, y'all.
Really? I don't have that, like, the problems I have, my health, I can fix those things. You know, I can lose weight. I can fix my life.
When? Where? I would love to know. Because, ma'am, you've been at this fixing your health and losing weight thing for about 10 years now, and it ain't happened yet. The two of you loves to, both her and ALR both, love to say, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get my health straight, whatever. Exactly. That's the point that I'm making, SH. Can you, though? If you could, you would have done it by now, because there is no way in the world this woman is happy. There is no way that she is happy not being able to do anything. There you go. Exactly. She does. She absolutely thinks that she has time, and she doesn't. What are you doing? Can I help you, little lady? Hey. Thank you. Right there. Right there. She knows that she's being disingenuous. She knows she is absolutely being disingenuous. She doesn't even believe it herself. Little mama, can we pick a spot? Can we pick a spot, please? I don't mind if you stay, but we got to pick a spot. Come on. You're going to pick a spot and settle for me. I woke up at 7:10, not looking for sympathy, just clarity. She has no idea how well her body has been accepting of her disgusting behavior. Agreed. Her body has been put through the ringer, and she doesn't seem to acknowledge it.
Listen, I would rather be fat, obese, death fat, SSBBW death fat, bedbound, than look and sound and have her life, look like her and sound like her and have her life any day. Some people.
Really now, I think that's interesting, because even though she would rather be at like so obese that she's at a full state of disability, but she would rather not have Frenchie's life. Where Frenchie has full capability of putting on her own shoes and tying her own shoes. dressing herself, capable of wiping her own butt, doesn't have to struggle to do anything physically. Exactly. She better be careful what she wishes for, because there will come a time where she had wished that she was able to do or have the life that Frenchie has. There will come a point. Exactly. Exactly. True. Very true. This is that cheerleader mode that Frenchie likes to talk about. Ooh, facts. Come correct with it, busy. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not afraid of dying at all. Nope. I used to be, just because I'm afraid to not exist. Like the idea of losing consciousness freaks me out. That's it. But now that I have faith in something, because to me life is just too complex to not have any deeper meaning. Like it can't just be you're dead and that's it. Like I don't accept that, So I do accept though that like all of these people are gonna go to hell, and I love that. So
Ma'am, first of all, Miss, can't nobody judge me but Allah. Since she loves to use that. Can't nobody make that decision about who's going to hell and who ain't. Maybe you ought not to be wishing that on nobody, because that could backfire.
and I try not to talk about other people no matter what they say about me, but it's hard sometimes. Like I'm human and I'm impulsive, and sometimes like I can't hold my tongue, but I regret it because it's a reflection of me. It's always a reflection of you. Always. Like how you reply to people. It always is. How you react to problems in life. It's always a reflection of your own character. Your character is so much more important than items that you have.
Well, play which part? This last part? Can we pick a spot, little lady, please? Can you pick a spot? Yes, she did. She said that there's a bunch of people out here that are going to hell, and she's happy about that. I can agree with you wholeheartedly on that. She absolutely doesn't, Grebo, and she will always be lacking because of it. I mean, all right. Let's talk about this for a minute. Ma'am. Thank you. First off, anybody who actually has some true faith base would not be wishing hell on other people. If anything, you would want to be an example for others of how faith could actually save them from the prospect of hell. Interesting that she doesn't take that stance on it when a lot of people who have a faith base does. She always does, busy. Add to it, right behind it, I don't know. I don't respond to people whenever I try not to respond to people whenever they say stuff to me, even though it's hard, because it's a reflection of you. Ma'am, we've seen who you are. There is no hesitation in response, and you go as low as you could possibly go every single time. True. But I do believe, I mean, even in a lot of faiths, there's a lot of faiths that will say that it is not one's job to condemn another human being. It is your job to lead them in the right way. That is from yesterday. We've started and we're building up previous and then building our way forward. There's been so much that she's put up in the last 4 days. It's just been like, holy shit.
What do you mean?
All right. Let's talk about this right here. Exactly. She wouldn't know anything about that, though, because she doesn't care to know, which is sad. She could actually gain something from having a true faith to which she could devote herself to, but she doesn't want to. So let's talk about this. We got this right here. Oh, hang on. I forgot something.
Give me 1 second. I gotta take these tennis shoes off. There. Ooh. Man, I should have done that an hour ago.
All right. My bad, y'all. Oh, let's see. So let's talk about this. On this right here. And there will be a point where we talk about this right here a little bit more in depth, and we're going to get to that. Okay. But this and this are not a meal for one person, y'all. This is at least a 2-person meal. But, you know, she don't even want to talk about that. I agree 100%. She actually does. She does, actually. Hi. Hello, Mr. Boo Man. All right. So.
Tastes like, it has no sugar and it tastes like iced tea. So it's, for me, I love it.
All right. I left that in here. Good night, Miss Gail. So I left that whole little conversation about the Utamate and how she says it's delicious and it ain't got no sugar in it and how it tastes like sweet tea. Ma'am, tell me you ain't never had sweet tea without telling me that you've never had sweet tea. Okay? For those of y'all that are new or who are catching this, who has never seen any of my videos, I did a review on these products. I got a couple of packets of the Utamate, and then I got a couple of different flavor packets of the flavored Metamucil that she's actually supposed to be drinking before she eats. I drank them, gave an impression of the flavor, the consistency, all that. If you've not seen it and you're curious, go back about a week or two. It's uploaded. I'm ready to go. Let's see. I want to make it my mission to get headbutts from Mr. Booman Jinxikins. He is a sweet boy. He will headbutt everybody. He's a sweet boy. You would absolutely be granted headbutts. I have no doubt. Facts. Girl ain't never had iced tea a day in her life. I'm talking about iced tea. It tastes like fresh cut grass smells. Hard pass. Grebo, have you ever had it? Because I'm going to tell you, up until the point that I did that whole thing, I had never had it. And I'm going to tell you, I was like, certain ones wasn't too bad, but there were some other ones that were just like, ugh. I mean, just nasty. Yeah, I went through a little science experiment there, but it wasn't terrible. I've done plenty worse things to myself. That's the first thought. That's the first thing I thought of when she poured that in the glass. Oh no. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, I mean, like the Unimate that she's drinking, the lemon one, it's not terrible, but it is the least terrible of the bunch. It's the only one. The two Unimate ones, the lemon and then the lemon ginger, I could kind of deal with those, but the ones that have like the Metamucil thing to them, oh my God. Yeah, that was just like bleh, bleh, nasty, just straight nasty. Mm-mm. All right, let us continue.
And I follow a few Italian grandmas. And I follow a few Italian grandmas. They're like super old and they eat pasta like every day. And they're not even in the best shape. Like, they're not super thin or anything like that. But they're super old and alive. But they make everything from scratch. So I think the quality of the food matters. But when I did lose the 7 kgs, I pretty much just ate like a bit of everything, but less of it, and I was walking a lot, you know. So it's very eye-opening that only a couple, well, like a few B words can bring that weight right back up.
Now, we talked about this earlier on Goose Chuck's stream, where first off, these little old ladies that she's talking about who are not in the best of shape, okay, are doing more work in a given day than she does in the average week. So tell us you know nothing without telling us you know nothing. Exactly. Them little Italian grandmas, they would run circles around her ass. Okay. And the fact is yes, the quality of the food matters. When you eat processed fast food garbage every day, it's going to make your ass gain weight. I'm off to catch up on 90 Day Fiance. Have a good day. I liked it on the way in too. Oh, well, thank you, Busy. Well, you have fun with 90 Day Fiance. I just couldn't get into that show, you know. That too, SH, couldn't agree more. See, that's exactly what we were saying earlier, you know. The fact is that it is not fun and games making your own pasta. That right there is like an intensive process, and that she doesn't have the brain power to figure that out.
There was a comment from another Muslim sister, and it made me think. I feel, you know, like other Muslims have a right to remind you of the right path. Not in a judgmental way, but in a caring way. And that engaging in the drama. And
I want to take a moment. For those of y'all that are here, if you've been around for a little while, you know that prior to Foodie taking her Shahada, there was a young woman, okay, that was in the community who was a fully practicing Muslim lady, okay, that she was coming on and she was making response videos to Foodie saying, you really probably shouldn't do that. Here's the reason why. You really need to be doing you're studying. Here's the books that'll help you. Here's where this part of the book correlates with what I'm telling you. The girl never spoke ill of her. She was never nasty. Her tone was even and consistent from start to finish throughout those videos every single time. Okay. Once Foodie took the Shahada, she disappeared because apparently once the Shahada was done, she was not able to actually correct her anymore. Yes, I knew somebody would remember her. But I can distinctly remember Foodie caught wind of that and went the fuck off on her. Unbridled, with no hesitation in the slightest. Who were you to tell me anything? You're not a good Muslim because you're judging me and this and that and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She has done that to other people since she's taken her Shahada in the chat when they've come through and said, hey, what you're saying is really not good. You know, could you not talk like that? And she goes off on people. But all of a sudden, yeah, man, every single time. Every single time. So tell me who it is exactly and how it is, and I would love to know exactly what they said to her that made her have this change of perspective. Miss Amina, thank you. That's who I was thinking of. Amina was never nasty to her, and Foodie was fucking ruthless, knowing that Amina would never say anything back to her. Let's continue on with her spiritual realizations here.
Backbiting is not something that I should be doing. I'm going to try to take down most of my posts from my past that are not who I want to be anymore. Showing my hair and I'm not going to focus on getting a one-up on people.
Isn't it funny that this was said and then there's been a whole new conversation since then? Talk about failing to follow through on your belief system.
Who only want the worst for me, who only want to misunderstand me and try to make my life miserable, who just want to hate, basically. Those people are not important, but we do spend a lot of time thinking about people like this in our lives. And it's wrong.
I don't.
Wrong.
Do y'all?
We should be worrying about the people who love us and being kind no matter what.
All right. Okay.
Because the people who are the meanest are the ones who are the most hurt and who need the kindness the most.
Ma'am, won't you practice what you preach a little bit? People holding up a mirror to you and pointing out the fact that you are dishonest to yourself and to other people are not them hating you. That's them doing a kindness to you because you are far too close to the forest to see the trees.
When I'm off track, I don't take the slim because,
Well, never mind.
But this I drink every day regardless. I love it. I don't know about most people, but for me, when I'm mean to someone or I say things that could hurt somebody, even if they hurt me, it replays in my mind at night. Like I have trouble sleeping.
I don't think that's the reason she has trouble sleeping, but continue.
And that's why I end up deleting all my posts.
Doubtful.
Because I do them in the heat of the moment when I'm feeling defensive. I know I have a lot of haters.
I can agree with that.
Will say, well, you deserve everything you get. But I have a lot of lovers. Now I'm not a bad person.
Ma'am, it's been my experience that if you have to declare yourself a good person, then you're probably not a good person. Good people don't walk around telling everybody how they're such a good person. Good people simply are.
In the end, I just want to be a better person. And that starts with, how you treat other people.
This right here is going to have to be a constant replay for her.
If I can't be nice to somebody, I'm
I'm
going to ignore them.
That ain't happened yet.
I'm just not engaged. Like the palm of your hand.
Okay, here we are. Wait, real quick.
I'm just not engaged. Like the palm of your hand.
First off, ma'am, it's supposed to be your palm, not the palm, not your whole friggin' hand, the palm of your hand. Ma'am, one of the things that I said, I forgot something. Let me, because I know Foodie's going to watch this, because Foodie's always going to watch this. See this? Boo-boo? That is the palm of your fucking hand. Okay? This, and I'll do this number right here. Let me see if I can get it to show. That is a container of jasmine rice. That is exactly 4 ounces. That is a half a cup. That is the exact amount of rice that you should be eating. Oop, Granny Noodles said it. Granny Noodles is cold. Dang it, girl. Somebody hand Foodie a coat. Granny done come through with the Arctic level freeze. Holy man. Facts on that, Leona. I can agree with that. Well, this right here, this is actually one of the ones that's already technically cooked. You pop it in the microwave for a minute and it's done. So, I mean, actually, I can see through the inside of it. This container is full to right there because it's already technically cooked. This, though, is the equivalent of a half a cup of rice, which is what she should actually be eating and not that. That was probably about 3 cups of rice if you want to look right at it, the way that it's set. I know. True enough, but she won't accept anything that isn't in a container this big as anything less than a serving size, Tis true. That's an excellent point.
Which is the diabetic doctor said to have maybe a cup and a half of rice. That's about it.
X the motherfucking doubt.
The fish looks huge because it's butterflied. It's just one tilapia. And there's not that much meat. Like, it's mostly bones.
First of all, I'm pretty sure that we could say that you're only supposed to really have a single fillet as a serving size. And she has had 2 because she has had 1 from either side. But, quite true, Sahara. I agree. He told her a half a cup, which would have been the size of her palm. I mean, there you go. I mean, but you can't talk rational with this one.
Well, that's good enough. I didn't even eat 1 whole bread.
She shouldn't have had any of that bread. But okay, here we are. This is the big one. Yeah, I heard it. We're going to get into that. Mama Beach teaching Chantal fractions. Girl, it's like talking to a wall, I tell you. Well, yes, but I think it's pretty safe to say that, if you break it down, this right here would probably give her majority of that in her carbs if this was the amount that she ate. I mean, realistically, as a diabetic person, she really shouldn't be stacking carbs, but we'll get into that. We're going to get a little further into it.
Yesterday, the day before, so for about 3 days now, I've been slipping. And, I'm in that stage right now where, I start off going strong and then I start slipping. Things get a little tough. You kind of just get sick of it. And it's...
She basically just summed it up. Things get a little tough and she gets tired of it.
So easy to fall back into old habits and to just give into urges to overeat and the B word. We're going to call it the B word, which is like code for binge eating. My husband was like, when we were doing groceries, he's like, I was like, oh, I want the snacks. And he's like, if I get the snacks, you're sure that you're not going to have a problem with the B word with them. And I thought, I can control myself,
What does it say when someone who has spent enough time with you can freely look at you and say, specifically asks you, are you going to be able to handle having these in the house with you because of your issues? He can see there's a problem. He's pointed out to her that there's a problem. The fact is she should have took that moment and said, you know what? He's right. If this is in the house with me, then I'm going to want these. That was a moment for her that could have spared her a lot of issues. She starts strong, gets a little uncomfortable, and bam, she's done. She's never been uncomfortable in her life. Never, ever. We all know that he did not say B word. His grasp of English is terrible. Quite true. Quite true. And I agree with you on that. The fact is, and I've said this about her and ALR, they are both far too comfortable with being comfortable, and that is what stops them from making any progress whatsoever, because they would sacrifice everything at the altar of being comfortable, including their own lives, which is exactly where it's heading. Ooh, X the motherfucking doubt. She has no real why, so I don't think that she ever really started. That's a good point. She just woke up all night watching reaction channels. That's true. That's good, Nutty.
I'm paying particular attention to how poorly I feel from the B word yesterday. If I wasn't taking my medication, religiously, for lack of a better term, I don't know, my blood sugars would probably be an emergency at this point.
Yeah. Thanks for that news flash, Captain Obvious. I mean, ma'am, your blood sugars, even at the current range that they're in, are still not good. They're still too high. But the problem is that she is relying solely on that medication alone. That medication and her blood sugars would probably be great if she met them in the fucking middle and actually did something to change her dietary intake. I mean, at this point, with what we know about her swallowing that Janumet is the equivalent of a human pissing in the ocean. It is not enough of anything to do anything in the grand scheme of things. Right. Here's your sign. Jesus.
The medications, I know, definitely helping, especially when I eat things not good for me.
Then maybe that's your friggin' sign to stop eating crap that you're not supposed to be eating. Exactly. And we've been saying that. Modern medicine is a wonderful thing, but it is not there to bear the brunt of full responsibility toward the end goal that you have in mind. She is going to have to meet it all in the middle. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. She's always been a little on the pale side anyway.
Again, that's, I think, one food I just can't control myself over. It looks like it is a big plate, but the inside...
You okay? All right, making sure.
And I spread the pasta out, so it's not like a mountain.
First off, and somebody else pointed this out, saying it looked like that there had already been food previously on this plate. I don't know, but what I will say about her spreading this out, it doesn't matter whether or not you mounded it or you spread it out, ma'am. That is still too fucking big of a serving.
And I spread the pasta out, so it's not like a mountain.
This right here got me. Y'all watch this.
This is my first meal of the day.
Hi.
It is 4:30 p.m. My schedule is a little off. I hate these little chunks that you have to kind of, I'm seeing an endocrinologist about my diabetes, and he is, I don't know if it's because of his cultural background. I think he's like I think he's Indian, so he like really seems to favor vegetarian food, and he likes carbs within limits.
First off, him saying that he leans more to vegetarian, what he's trying to imply is that you need to have probably more veggies than carbs and proteins. Okay. Secondarily, within limits does not mean within the limit of this fucking serving tray, ma'am. You can try to justify this all you want, dear. But that is too many fucking carbs.
But whole grain or whole wheat.
All right, let's talk about Miss Whole Grain and Whole Wheat here. Okay, so number one, I do not believe in the slightest that is whole wheat, whole grain spaghetti noodles. But let's take a look at how many grams of protein there are in a cup of cooked spaghetti. 43 total grams. That's in a cup, which you know she has got more than on that plate. So there's that. But since we want to go with this whole, we want whole grain pasta. Y'all put this number right here in your mind real quick. 43 grams for regular spaghetti noodles, a cup of regular spaghetti. Now, look at how many grams are in a serving of whole wheat pasta. There is literally only a 4-gram difference. So, and that's for a 2-ounce serving, y'all. That 39 grams. So a cup being 8 ounces versus 2 ounces at 39 grams. I'm sorry. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that this is exactly. I'm right here with you, Nutty. She made an entire box of pasta. No amount of mental gymnastics is going to change that at all. And that little bit of chicken she threw in there is not giving her enough protein to do any damn thing.
Except rice, white rice, he says, like the palm of your hand plus half.
4 ounces. 4 ounces. And she should probably have no more than 4 ounces of fucking spaghetti, too. That's a good point. I mean, ooh. Yep, agreed.
This is like the 2 cups of cooked spaghetti. So what I'm doing is I have my Fitness Pal downloaded, and they don't let you lose over they don't program more than 2 pounds per week weight loss. They deem that a healthy rate. So I'm allowed like 1,800 and like something odd calories. I'll post it here.
Which, I'm sorry, I sincerely doubt that she will eat that amount. She will never eat that. Not with her habit. The fact is like with the pasta by itself, I mean, if she were actually keeping some sort of realistic weight or measurement of what she's eating, she's already surpassed that 1800. And her saying whatever it is that she's put in here, saying that she's done 1,000 calories, there is no way in hell. Yeah, I worked this out and got more calories than the way she made it. Exactly. I think realistically, she's undercutting it. There's no way in the world that she couldn't. I agree. A serving size on cheese is 1/4 cup. A little too much or a lot too much when you're diabetic. Too much is too much. I agree. And the fact is that she's so fucking dense. I swear to God, she's got 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place in that big old bowling ball of a head. I swear to God, she is going to be just like Jen, laying in her fucking deathbed, still trying to justify the things that she's doing.
And they want me to walk 6,000 steps a day. That's going to take me like an hour and a half. It takes a regular person about an hour.
I know we done all seen these videos of this woman walking. There is no way in an hour and a half that she's going to have even walked 1/3 of 6,000 steps, okay? Secondarily, let's just throw this in there too. And I said this earlier when Erie and Goosechuck were talking to me. I was like, most people rack up that much just with normal day-to-day activities. What does it say about how little she moves around that she's astonished that it's telling her to walk 6,000 steps? I'm doing good if I'm not walking 8, 9, or 10,000 or more in a day. A 6,000 step day is a slow fucking day for me, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but it is for me. I agree with you. Shoo. Really now? What was it then?
Woke up, took a pain pill, went back to bed. It's just like it's like a strong Advil. It's not anything else. It's not like a narcotic or anything, but
going back to what I said on the short last night, old girl don't need to be taking nothing that her physician hasn't recommended for her to take, because she doesn't know what kind of possibility for medication interaction that she may be looking at, taking stuff that she doesn't know what it is or what it does with the medications that she's taking for her diabetes and for her blood pressure. I said it last night. This is the reason why your ass needs to go to the doctor. And I'm not talking about just her. I'm talking about everybody out there. Unless you know that unless you've already consulted your physician on something, you don't need to be taking no new medication until you run it by somebody to help you, because you could cause yourself more problems mixing and matching shit that you don't have any idea what it's doing to you. That goes for the fucking Unimate shit that she's drinking too. She doesn't know what that's doing with her hypertensive meds or her diabetes meds. You're supposed to be telling your physicians what medications, over the counter, herbal, etc., that you're taking, so that they can take that into consideration with your pharmacological meds. And this one is notorious for being a poor historian, only telling half truths or not telling stuff at all. And it is going to end up blowing up in her face.
carrot and onion would be good in this, but I can't add veggies because picky eaters. I guess I could add them on the side. People.
Ma'am, you should have foregone about half of that pasta and put a big old salad on the side of it to begin with, instead of thinking it to yourself as an after effect, as an afterthought. Listen to her be all fancy with her words. Pain pill sounds like so official, like a doctor. Yeah. Who exactly is a picky eater? So we know Sala loves them dino nuggies.
Like to stream snipe
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now we're getting into the fun part of this.
directly my content when I go live. Meaning it gives people an opportunity to not watch my stream on my channel. And yeah, maybe some people wouldn't watch at all. That's
Most people wouldn't watch it on your channel.
fine, but still. I go out and do the hard work, put myself out there, and they hide behind an avatar and steal my content just to insult me or tell lies about me or whatever, attack me in some way. I'm thinking for those people, since they won't
Hi,
stop
Amber.
and until YouTube does something about it, if they ever do, because I can't copyright. My videos are not copyrighted, okay?
Ma'am. First of all, they are copyrighted.
So if I copyright strike somebody, you have to be willing to go to court and all that stuff. So no.
There it is right there. She doesn't want to invest the time or the money to actually follow through on the process. She wants her just to be able to say, that's mine, you can't use it, and that's just the way that it is. Mm-hmm. Agreed, Rabid. Possible. Well, of course. I mean, she's real big on the pocket watching. Same. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, I've been catching a lot of her stuff on Twitter. And if she thinks that her trying to stop people from streaming on YouTube is going to keep people from watching it without watching her directly, she is absolutely delusional.
And it's very hard to win those cases. I'm thinking of bringing back Foodie Beauty Reacts back.
Because that worked so well the last time.
Or making the couples channel for now. Stream snipe me. I'll react to their stream. And for those who just make a 2-hour stream or 3-hour stream reacting to my vlog, I will just use their entire stream on my channel and use their content to make a few bucks. Even if it's $5 a video, whatever. You know, if people who truly support me want to watch their streams but don't want to watch it through them directly and give them the view, I'll do the same thing. Because having a channel just to make fun of somebody, if there's legit criticism or things to talk about, but having a channel about one person is just wrong. Even if I get 500 views or 50 views per video, it's the principle that you're getting a taste of your own medicine. By the way, I'll show you the macro.
Chantal, I am giving you formal permission to respond to any video that you like. The only stipulation by which you have to function is that you cannot mention my appearance, my age, or my accent. If you have valid argument for anything that I have to say based on the knowledge base and the years of experience that I have accumulated working in the field that I'm in, or the life experiences that I've attained, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, you are not giving anybody a taste of their own medicine. You are simply being an asshole. There is a difference. But feel free to knock yourself out. I think it's pretty safe to say, and pretty much everybody out here watching right now or out there in the replay can tell you that it takes having a personality to actually take mediocre content and transform it into something that's relatively entertaining or educational, something worth really even spending the time to sit through. Right. Grebo said it, and I wholeheartedly agree with it. Tell us that you need the money without telling us you need the money. Secondarily, I'll throw this in there too, for her to think that everybody out here who responds to her is making all this extravagant money off of her back. I'll just go ahead and say it. Yes, what day is it today? 24th. The 21st, the very first deposit that I have ever received from YouTube was $150. And I ain't turning my nose up at $150. That's still $150. But as somebody who makes twice that in a single night through my actual chosen profession, $150 over the course of a month is not a lot of money. For normal, fully functional, capable working adults, that is not a lot of money. I don't know. Hey, if it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. Like I said, like I've told you guys before, this is really just a hobby for me. Right. That $150. It's going to probably end up going back in, paying for, the software that I use to edit the videos, to pay for just little channel related things, just stuff that, I appreciate it. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination that I don't. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And I was like, cool, $150, But hey, for some people, $150 is a lot of money. But this one, for some reason, seems to think that $150, she plays that in her mind as though everybody is building their entire financial security off of her back and off of her content. It is not the case. That too. Cat toys and cat treats. Along those lines. It is not something that I would rely upon. And not many people out here doing reactions are relying upon it that heavily either. I can only think of one person who actually fully relies upon the YouTube income that they get. One person. No, I agree. But, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not complaining. It's just kind of pointing out the obvious. She has it in her mind that is all, that we're all in it for the money, that we're all relying upon her as some foundation upon which we make our money, which is not the case. Like I said, there's only one person that jumps to the front of my mind that relies solely on the money from these reactions. I'm talking, well, obviously, but I'm talking about on the reaction end, the girl world reaction end. There's only one person that jumps to the front of my mind. 'Tis true. I see that. Of course she does. Right. The only reason that I did, I think, honestly, Grebo, is just so I could have something to pay for, like if I need to upgrade equipment or pay for the software, stuff like that, just so that I'm not actually pulling money. I'm not losing money out of my regular gig, to pay for something that's mainly for my amusement, you know? Right. Yeah. I figured you'd get it. Let's continue.
So I don't know if they calculate the macros in the non-pro version. I'm not paying for my fitness. And I know
I don't know if y'all caught that. She said, I don't know if it figures out the macros or not. On the regular version of MyFitnessPal, I'm not paying for the pro. I'm not paying for the pro version. Here's how much the pro version of MyFitnessPal costs. $80 for a whole year of service. $80 is a small investment. If you're dedicated, to making that sort of change and you want to know the fine details, $80 is not a massive amount of money to pay to invest in your health, especially when you pay multiple times that amount to continue to destroy your health. But, you know, that makes too much sense. It's the super chat. She thinks all the ones FFG gets should be hers. Meanwhile, her live streams are like watching paint dry. I agree wholeheartedly. Yep. Exactly. See, I've got, what is the name of that deal? See, she's got a Samsung phone just like I do. Okay. Samsung comes with a Samsung Health app. It's included. It's a part of your use as a Samsung user. You don't have to pay nothing extra. And I've got my smartwatch connected to it. And it tracks everything for me just like everything else does. See, there's all my sleep pattern. Weight loss, BMI, muscle weight. I mean, all she would have to do is actually get her a fucking watch that she can sync up with her phone, and it would do that for her. She wouldn't even have to pay for it. But, you know, I just don't think she wants to do it. And I agree. She's probably paid that amount and just on the flavored Metamucil that she's been buying. She's lost a lot of paying members. Times are hard. She offers zero benefits to her members. Absolutely. And see, that's another thing. Another thing about the whole YouTube pay thing. There have been people who have asked me if I am going to do member streams or if I'm going to have memberships. And I have said, unless I am told by enough people that they want to, I'm not going to do that. You know, because I don't want people to feel pressured that they have to pay for a membership. I know that money is tight. Times are hard. The economy is jacked up right now. Even if it is just $2, that's $2 you could spend toward gas or towards your groceries. I would rather people do that than give me $2 to be able to say that they follow me. You know, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. To me, there is really no amount of benefits that you could give people with memberships to make that sort of thing worth it. Cutesy icons, shout outs, member streams, that stuff is really not that important. As far as I'm concerned, this right here, this is a member stream. We can sit here and talk all day long. It doesn't matter. And it shouldn't have to cost you anything just to be able to come in and sit and watch and talk and have a good time. Prime example right there. Money is tight. Not everybody has the ability to just hand off a couple of bucks like that. And I try to keep that in mind. See, and that makes sense. I don't blame you. A lot of the government controlled sort of stuff, they never work the way they're supposed to. Hi, Ruthie. Good to see you. Bridge, you've been in here lurking, girl. Even if you were, it's okay. I didn't get my, you must have caught you a deal because I didn't get my smartwatch with my phone because I have them split up where this one gets upgraded and this gets upgraded. But I mean, it's a Samsung watch and it didn't cost me a lot because, you know, I always trade up. I trade in whatever it is that I've got to get the credit back on it because I don't want to pay $1,000 on a watch. It's okay. That's totally fine. I'm not mad at you. Oh, Stephen, you got lucky then. You got seriously lucky. It's expensive being trailer trash. Oh my God. I'm pinning that. That's funny. Right. And see, thank you, Nutty, for reminding me. See, that's another thing. Even though I'm a little bit of nobody, I've only got like 1,200 people who follow me to see what's going on and the happenings and all that stuff. No, nobody really care to. They ain't a bunch of people in here beating down my door to hear what I got to say. But I went ahead and started a Discord so that we could sit there and have whole conversations if we didn't want to have to wait until we get on a live. And we talk about stuff. I got to figure out how to do that movie night thing. I got to figure out a way to work that out so we can start doing that regular movie night thing. I'm not even really a novice with Discord, you know, and I got to figure out the ins and outs of how to use that. Kat, look at you. That is so sweet. I appreciate that. That $2 would be enough to make the girl's ears burn. So you did it. I'm sure it did exactly what you planned for it to do. Nalabu will never know we're poor. God bless her. See, I'm the same way. It don't matter no matter how hard things get, the salty pride will never know how hard things are because they will always have their cat toys. They will always have treats. They will always have their cat food. You know what I'm saying? Is there? I got to figure it out because, like I said, we're going to have us movie night coming up soon here. So, yeah, we're going to have to work that out. See, and I did that, and I actually posted on the community tab at one point, Grebo, and I think I've only got like 5 people in the Discord right now, including me, which is fine. You know, I know maybe eventually people will join up, but I want to start being able to do like a regular movie night thing so that we can all watch a movie together and just chit chat and cut up and all that stuff, and not be limited by YouTube to like copyright free stuff, because all the copyright free movies are like shit from like the 1920s. And, you know, I don't want to watch that. And I don't want nobody else to have to watch that. I want us to be able to actually do something, watch something, and have a good time. And trust, Nutty, I will be getting to the bottom of it. I tried to get one membership for me or a gift every month. I rotate across channels, but I can't this month. I will when I can do it again, hopefully sooner than later. And see, that's not a bad way to do it, you know, because you're kind of showing love to all the creators that you do follow, and you're able to participate. And I mean, that's a good thing. I think that's a good way to do it, but you're still able to stay within your budgeting and everything. I don't fault you that at all. Right. Hey, see, Pix is telling it. We're passing cat pictures back and forth, and we're laughing at stuff and sending each other memes and just chit-chatting. Nothing major. We ain't going cray-cray. There's 15 in the Discord, but only a few were active. Okay, see, well, it looks like I had more than I realized. It goes to show how up to speed I am on things. Definitely. Baby cat comes first. He's getting Silencia shots like BBJ. So now there goes 80 or 90 bucks a month. Now he's worth it and more. I agree. I'm not complaining, but I already spend too much time editing, etc. It's already a big commitment for me. I like your movie idea though. Well, I mean, here's the deal. I like we did that at Halloween. We did Night of the Living Dead, the original, because it's copyright free, which was totally boss. That was so much fun. And there were people that were like, I'd never even heard of this movie. I've never seen this movie before. And there were so many people that were saying that they had a good time doing it. That I was just like, we need to make that a regular thing. And I actually tried doing that with at least twice, where and I got hemmed up a little bit. Hang on, gal. Let me gives it to you, because I put it in the community tab at one point. There's a boo man doing his derpy derp. All right, there is the link for the community tab. Copy link. Paste. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Why is it doing that? Without sidetracking. Let's see if it'll do it this way. Oh, no. Houston, we got a problem. This make me gonna do this a hard way. That's a shame. All right. There we go. All right. And I'll pin it. That way it's at the top and you guys can find it. Okay. So that's where we're at here. But yes, I'm in agreement. Old girl's priorities are off. Her trying to do these reactions simply because she thinks she's going to make a couple of bucks off of it. You're not going to be able to just completely stream somebody's entire show and not talk and not break things up and not actually add to it, which is what she's claiming she's going to be able to do, because that's what she thinks other people are doing. And she keeps playing. She's going to get the right one, and they're going to copyright strike her, and they will follow through on the copyright strike.
Sounds like I'm being bitter about it, but if you had a channel where you did your own content, it doesn't matter if you think it's crappy, because if that's the case, so many people wouldn't be watching it or reacting to it. But there are some people who find it boring. Okay, if you go out and let's say you work hard on editing, you work hard on, going out and doing a vlog where you're trying to better yourself and someone just steals it, and I'll make it as transformative as you do. All right, don't worry.
Okay. Oh, hell. Really? Hang on. Uno momento, por favor. Discord. Hi, boo. I see you. What are you doing, little man? Hi, Bobby. Thank you for the kissy. You're a sweet boy. You're a sweet boy. You are. I know. I love you too, Mr. Fishy Breath. Mr. Fishy Breath. Let me find it. Let's see. Hi, I see you. You're a sweet boy. You are. All right. Let's try this one more time here. Paste. All right. I generated a new one. So there we go. Okay, now we got it. My bad, y'all. Told y'all I am not a pro at this. So when I paused this earlier and I made the comment that she is welcome to react to any damn thing that she likes, I meant what I said. For her to say that people base her entire channel off of just her is ridiculous to me. I can guarantee you that I probably have put more work into every vlog that I've uploaded than any 10 of hers combined, to be truthful. So she can knock herself out. But I meant what I said earlier when I was talking to Erie and Goose Chuck. I would love to see her. I mean, love to see her try to do any of the stuff that I do. I would love to see it. It's raining, y'all.
I'll probably just play the whole stream and just add a few. Oh yeah, look at this. That's stupid. And I'll make a few bucks. I can work on it. Anyway, it's never a waste of time if you're earning money on something, right? So, and I don't think we'll be doing couples videos anymore. So,
shame. No, I'll be truthful with you. I am really happy that there will be no more couples vlogs because they were, holy hell, they were mind-numbing.
Consistency, not perfection. I'm not going to eat super clean all the time. It's just, no. I want to make like a recipe book or something. Or like a support group. I don't know. I got to start thinking smarter about the future and like my brand and doing things. But first I have to be a success story, right?
That's not ever going to happen.
But I do get some cameos. I do get some emails and messages from people that I do help them. I do inspire them. People come.
You absolutely do, dear. You inspire people how not to be all the time. That's just a fact.
Killian, you had to eat 46,000 calories last week. That's not even possible.
Okay. We're going to get into that. Real quick, y'all. I've got to go grab Romeo from outside. Okay. So while I am running to grab him, I'm going to give you guys a music video to watch real quick. Okay. Be right back.
UFO phoning home, shit is stolen. And your hoe calling back, she emotion. Bitch, you fucking with a motherfucking Martian. Pushing all these hoes in the pit and the Martian. Levitate a bitch, take a cue, and I solve it. I can super root in the hood like I'm robbing. I'm the king of the dream, look at the rings, rolling the one on the sea. Bring the sirens, fuck a virus, know what I mean? Underneath dystopia, I'm rolling with no phobias. Ain't scared of shit, now I'm on the list, get a grip. Manifest a weapon with the tongue. Only gun I'm shooting is the one between my fucking gums. Blah, blah, blah. All these hands up in the air, cameras looking, they don't care. They be staring through a soul, they use them to fill a hole. Money without gold, kids don't wanna die old. They wanna go to bed, they got too much in their head. Too much in their head. Inside your mind they try to find all these ways to weaponize and turn you blind into divine. The real look like a lie, the lie look like the realest. Cause they splitting up the village with a message on the ceiling. The sky made out the glass, we get masses, stuck in lower classes. All our money go to motherfucking taxes. Tell us where the racks, where the cheddar go. While they sitting back, having jack, grabbing straps and shooting max. While we isolated, split apart and total limit conversation. Save ourselves from a contagion. Fuck each other up on the basis of a racist. Blame all the problems to all these other nations. Drones coming through, telling you to stay inside. We ain't made to be this kind. You'll be safe if you're blind. Drones coming through, telling you to stay inside. We ain't made to be this kind. You'll be safe if you're blind. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, y'all, sorry. Look, that was the only thing that I really had that was queued up in the way of music. Sorry about that. Yeah, Rome was outside in the rain, and I had to go out there and grab him real fast before he ended up drowned. I know he's crazy looking, Bridge, but that's not his best song. He has better ones. I just happen to like the beat of that one. So, yeah, it was just something temporary to put up because that was all I had to put up. And I didn't just want to leave y'all here staring at all this. So the only video I want to see involving the Sultan of Scat and his poopy bride is full cringe YouTuber apology video. I agree on that wholeheartedly. I can agree on that. Kat, I hope you have a good night, honey. I don't know if you're still here or not. Okay. So let's talk about Foodles and her claiming that there's no way that she ate all them calories last week. So, let's do kgs to lb. She was 159, 159.7 on her last weigh-in. Okay, that puts her at 352. She's 39. She's 39. Shit, I'm trying to make her 10 years younger. 39. 352 is where she's at. Okay, so that puts her base metabolic rate at 2,200 calories. Okay, so we know she says that she gained 12 pounds in the last week. Okay, so let's say her 2,200 calories times 7 days. There's 15,400 calories. Okay, let's clear that. 3,500 calories to equal a pound times 12 pounds. Well, 4,200 right there. Okay, so no, I agree with that. I actually after Yo Mama tried to make the claim that there was nothing wrong with the scale, he wasn't even using the correct scale. I was actually the one that ran down that scale and put the info out on it because he was using some scale that had like a 600-pound top out or whatever. So let's see here. We got our 12 pounds at 3,500 calories a piece. Let's add her base metabolic rate to that. That puts her at 57,400. Okay. And just for fun, let's divide it by that. She was averaging 8,200 calories a day to gain 12 pounds. So for her to say that for her to be able to eat that much is not possible, it absolutely is. Yeah, it wasn't rocket science, and how he missed that is just beyond me. Hi, Smee. Oh, you're not able to stay, Smee. That's a bummer. We're gonna miss you. I hope you have a good night, though. See you next time, maybe, babe. So, I mean, realistically, here we are, an old girl. Her saying that it's not possible, it's entirely possible, you know? And for her to try to say that there's nothing wrong with what she's doing in relation to her dietary choices is absolutely insane. And her saying that binging is not binging is her problem, but that she doesn't have issues with controlling herself. I mean, that's readily apparent. I mean, she's not binging on carrots. She's not binging on broccoli. All right, calories in a single pound of cheese. Okay? So, if she is averaging 8,200 a day, it would be about the equivalent of eating 4 pounds of cheese every day. Grand total, 4 pounds of cheese a day would produce 8,200 calories. So for her to say it's not possible is an utter state of denial. Cheese? Why wouldn't you? Cheese is great. Another thing too, cheese actually activates the same part of the brain that activates drugs and alcohol. So, you know, my name is Heather and I'm an addict because I love the hell out of cheese too. I'm not mad at it in the slightest. I've never watched Your Mama. He seems obnoxious and now it sounds like she's stupid to be. She is. She absolutely is. Your Mama is an eternal turd, loudmouth, misogynist pig who's exceedingly stupid. Well, you know, but everybody has their thing, and there are some people that are just down for that, I guess. Her fingers were orange from snarfing down those bags of snacks that she got for their guests, so it's easy to overeat with calorically dense junk food she loves. I agree. Let's see. Let's just have some fun here. Let's say bag of Cheetos. They kind of, okay, let's say here, this is the 1 ounce bag. Let's find we need a big bag. What the shit? Hell with it. All right, let's say 40 count. Okay, that's the ones from 8 ounce bag of Cheetos. How is that? Cheeto white cheddar puffs, 8 ounce bag. What? Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted right there. 8 ounce bag of Cheetos puffs, okay? An 8 ounce bag right there, 1,200 calories. Here we are again. She could, Jesus age. She would have to eat, let's see, 8,200 divided by 1266. Almost 7 bags of Cheetos. She got Cheeto digits. He is extremely obnoxious, and lore or facts is definitely not his repertoire. No, I agree. And he realistically, I'll tell you what I think. I tell you what I think about where I kind of put Yo Mama. Yo Mama is kind of falling like into the shock jock realm of girl world. You know what I'm saying? You have everybody who has their own individual thing. Shock jocks are not necessarily accurate in the information that they give. They say stuff simply to get people riled up. And that to me is kind of where he falls. Let's see. You said there was a party size? Party size bag. There we go. Okay, there you go. 17 and a half. Where is the 18. 150 times 18. Just so I know that I'm doing right here. 150 times 18. Oh, 2,700. Oh, yeah. She could have a couple bags of those. Yeah, 3 bags. She could do some damage. She could inhale 3 bags. There ain't no doubt about that. I know, girl. I know. I agree. But, that's where we're at. I mean, if you look at her, if you look at, basal metabolic rate for her, in addition to what she would have to eat each day, yeah, man, she could she could do some serious throwdown. No, it's totally fine. Totally fine. I get it. I'm having the same thought process. I'm just trying so hard not to curse nearly as much as I normally would, Hey, Minka. Good to see you. I'm so glad you were there. I'm glad you had a good time, and I'm glad you're here now. We're kind of here chopping it up, having a good time, talking some smack, you know what I'm saying? But right now we're talking about foodie's weight gain, and about how many calories old girl would have to go through each day in order to gain that 12 pounds back. We're looking at 8,200 calories a day for her to have gained all that 12 pounds back over the course of last week or so. Her and ALR both seem to be at some sort of mental block as to why they're gaining so much weight, and I don't see why. To me, it just, right, that's what $25 in chips looks like now. Yeah, I mean, it's just, there is no delusion to this other than their own, and it makes absolutely no sense. Another thing, too, let's just talk about this, too, real quick, since she wants to talk about those 6,000 steps. That is telling her 6,000 steps. If she wanted to lose a pound, she would have to walk 70,000. She would have to actually walk 70,000 steps to lose a pound. I mean, if it's broken down pretty easily. A mile, roughly 2,000 steps, walked equates to burning about 100 calories, 80 to 100. There are 3,500 calories in a pound. It means for you to lose a pound, you would have to walk roughly 35 miles or 70,000 steps over the course of a week. This means that targeting 10,000 steps a day. Oh, girl, no doubt about it. Yeah, probably. Probably, give or take a little bit. So this is the reality of the foolishness that she's trying to peddle. I mean, her saying that, oh well, my fitness pal said 6,000 steps, and that she's supposed to be losing 2 pounds a week. It's not going to happen. Could be. Agreed, Grebo. Been saying that for a while now. You want to lose weight and you want to make it a permanent loss, a permanent lifestyle change. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. That battle is only won in the kitchen. And until she learns that, she's not ever going to make any lasting change ever. So that's what we got on the chunky bunch, going on tonight. I did want to ask y'all, those of you all The pathetic thing is it would take a slight shift in behavior and her weight would fall off for a while. I agree. I agree with that. But, she doesn't see anything wrong with what she's doing. She justifies it. She finds a way to rationalize it. It's insane. I don't go for walks, but I have medium impact exercise from barn work, and it's a huge help since I went back on my medications. I've lost 35 pounds. I have chronic issues, but it helped a bit. That's great. And don't you feel so much better? With her and with ALR, I don't give them props for losing 12 pounds and 15 pounds, because the fact is that until they get some actual long-lasting results, I'm not going to believe that they are actually following through with anything, I agree. Absolutely. And it's like Amber loves to talk about that 89 pounds, but you gained all that back, chick. Until I'm going to put it to you like this, until Foodie loses 100 and ALR loses 200, I'm not giving them credit for any weight loss. I'm just not. Until they can actually show that what they're doing is 100%, they're all in, dedicated, they're about that life, I'm not fixing to give them credit where it's not due yet. No amount of Unimate, no amount of, look, guys, I walked 200 feet around the mall. None of that is going to get a pat on the ass from me. Personally, I think her beans will blow long before she loses a. Yeah, probably. And keep it off because number 12 or someone their size. Yeah. Real quick, before we kicked off of here, we are always talking about these psychotic women, and it is fun. I'm not going to lie. Okay. We have our fun, but I know we're always saying too that we need to branch out a little bit. The video that you guys watch of the young man singing where Bridget was like, what the hell is this? That was this young man right here who goes by the name of Pierre XO. Okay. What I'm curious about, because Pierre has had some drama of late, and I wanted to see if you guys were interested in maybe talking about him a little bit. Okay. Just to give you guys a preview of Pierre, let me show you a short.
But again, as somebody who has gone through nearly a decade of pure nihilism and hopelessness and inner despair, turns out if you stare into the void stares back into you. And if you follow this path of nihilism further down, you either will completely dissipate into the void and to be never seen again, or you keep going and end up in absurdity and with your feet on wikifeet.com. If you truly want to make a change in the world, you start with yourself and your feet. Okay, let's not talk about feet anymore, please. But again, as somebody...
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Most of you guys are probably not familiar with Pierre. I have talked about him a couple of times. He is a very entertaining guy. He's a millennial or a Gen Zer. I can't remember which one, but he's young. He's about a decade younger than me, give or take a little bit. And he actually got his start on YouTube very early in, but he didn't blow up until he went on Jubilee. And the Jubilee video really, really, really made his life complicated. And it is actually continuing to make his life complicated because even though he had been on Jubilee, it has been quite a long time ago. Part of the video from Jubilee wound up on TikTok. Okay. And with the TikTok resurgence, it came the Gen Zers, the millennials, all these young folks have kicked all this back up now. Okay. And it's reopened this whole discussion. And now he's got an influx of people messaging him and coming to his page and all that stuff. Now, Pierre has a sense of humor. He doesn't take it. He kind of does, and he kind of doesn't take himself seriously at all. And that's part of what I like about him. But I thought if you guys were interested, because it is kind of drama based and it will open discussion, I thought we could go through the whole timeline of Pierre's story and how it played out and where we're at now. And, it doesn't hurt that Pierre he's a nice looking fella. He's nice to look at. He's a very pretty dude. And he's got a very, very, very pretty voice.
It always comes.
He always has had.
Somehow. Call it the universal tax. Call it the spiritual tax. Call it the extra DLC fee that the simulation gods put in this video game that we're all playing. You have to be very, very specific on how you want to achieve that. With the power of the wand comes great responsibility. And sometimes power within that wand is too big for even some wizards to handle. It always comes with a price somehow.
Okay. So I kind of sort of at one point introduced him to you guys. The gentleman that I have used regularly on the channel, Richard Grannon. I found Richard through Pierre. The two of them together for a while had a YouTube channel together. And there are still some videos on the channel there. And we can do some of those too, if you like, because the conversations between the two of them do cover Nietzsche. They also cover a couple of other, what's that other guy's name? Gijoy. I can't think of the dude's name, but a whole slew of conversations to go on. But Spider-Man. But I thought that it would be interesting to talk about that because, that, like I said, I follow Pierre and it's turned into a whole thing. And I thought it would be just a nice change of pace from the girls. And it really deals less with psychotic, obese women. And it it speaks to human nature and the complexity of human relationships, which, I'm all for because I've told you guys I love those deep philosophical conversations where we talk about real stuff, I don't know Pierre. I watch Jubilee videos sometimes. They can be interesting. Well, the video that he was in is one of those ones where they bring a couple in and they have one put on headphones and listen to music while the other one is sitting there having a whole conversation with them, telling them what they actually think and what they want to tell them and all this other stuff where this person can't hear them. And apparently as a last minute thing, he got a call from somebody that he knew that worked on there and said, we got an opening. Do you want to come on? And he said, oh yeah. Okay, cool. No problem. No problem. And, that's how that happened. And it all played out from there. So what do you say to tomorrow doing Pierre? What do you think? If y'all don't have anything pressing going on. I mean, honestly, sweet Grebo. Awesome. I mean, it's a weekday. It'll be relatively early in the afternoon because I know you guys have stuff to do. And a lot of it will be mostly us kind of listening to these and having conversations amidst ourselves and giving, just kind of throwing my little opinion in along of the perception that I got from what I was seeing when I first watched it and how I view it from now. So, all right, I'm getting thumbs up. I'm getting okay. I'm getting let's do it. Okay, sounds like a wiener. And like I said, it'll give us a break from the psychotic women. I mean, and let's be real. We all know that there are plenty enough people out here reacting to the girls that even if something happened tomorrow, there's going to be people with bigger channels and more people involved that are going to be jumping on that to deal with that, So SH, well, good. I'm so glad because I honestly, the girls is fun, but it's nice just to have some diversity in it all. You know what I mean? Another thing too, that I'm gonna be working on tomorrow and Friday is I've got a vlog that I have to sit back and edit and all that so that I can get that up on the turning myself temporarily into Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? And I'll have that up before the weekend. So we're gonna have stuff to do, and I'm all for that. So I'm gonna kick off here because it is kind of late where some of you guys are, even though it's still kind of early where some of you guys are. I know y'all have stuff to do. And for those of y'all that are in an area where close to me or to the east coast of me, I know it's getting late. Y'all have to wake up, be reasonable, functioning, responsible adults tomorrow, and I do not dare impede that. So I might catch the replay depending on my schedule, but into the idea, good deal. It will absolutely be there whenever you're ready, girl. I don't delete stuff. Once it's there, it's there. I was thinking about doing one of my NAD baking to discuss FPT. That doesn't sound familiar. I'll have to look that up, Rebo. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I did have a good time talking to you guys. It was nice for us to break down and sort through all the BS and actually find the facts of it all. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to do our little chit chat get together on Pierre. I think it'll be a good time, especially since a lot of you guys have not heard of him or the circumstances that we're going to be talking about. It is very, very, it can be very high drama because, men and women respond to things differently. I absolutely will be, girl. Absolutely will be. And I want to say thank you guys again one more time for coming through tonight. I had a good time. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Bye, y'all.